on his current deal, including a player option for 27-28. Young Masuk reported on this story yesterday and joins us now here. So, Omi, walk us through this contract scenario with Jokic, and should Denver fans have any cause for concern?
Yeah, and talking to people around the league, and including people from the Nuggets, there's zero concern about this being something like Nikola Jokic left the door open for other teams. This was expected because next year he could sign for a fourth year up to maybe as much as close to $80 million more. Now, if you're a team like the Clippers who have cleared cap space to maintain flexibility, you will have this hope perhaps that maybe, look, something unforeseen could happen. Maybe Nikola Jokic won't be happy with how things end up in Denver. But look at the moves they've done in the last few months. They changed coaches from Michael Malone to Adelman. Adelman gave Jokic more of a voice in those huddles. We saw him being active there. They changed GMs. They went and swapped Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson. They went and got Tim Hardaway Jr. They brought back Bruce Brown, a guy they loved in the locker room, helped them win the title. All of these moves, and Valanciunas, who they still is trending in the right direction. They believe, they're holding him to play next season to be his backup. These are all moves they're doing to make Jokic happy, and by all indications, the Denver Nuggets are not concerned about this at all, that they expected him to wait till next season.
All right, so Jokic could be a free agent as early as 2027, and Ramona, Ohm mentioned the Clippers, but there are a number of teams that are trying to look at space for 2027. How do you see this kind of all shaking out with some of these teams?
I mean, I see the Clippers, and they've got spot for 2 max players in a couple of years. The Lakers are hoarding cap space. In this era, we all just got done covering free agency, and free agency is mostly done by the time we get to July 1st because you can negotiate with your own player if they haven't signed an extension yet, or if you can the day after the finals end, right? And I don't know what they're holding this cap space for. Like, I like the idea. If this was 2015, I like the idea of
even 16.
That cap space could actually lead to landing another.
You know what it is, Ramona? I talked to someone today who said it's no longer about free agency anymore and waiting for a free agent to become available and you keep that cap space. Players sign the extensions, get paid, get their...
All top drafted big men who ended up in purple and gold, and now DeAndre Ayton joins that list. Ayton was introduced to the Lakers yesterday. Let's take a listen.
I feel like a video game. Like somebody set it up. I think somebody set this up. But like, honestly, it's an opportunity that I won't take for granted. Luka is a once-in-a-generation player, and I'm happy to be his teammate. Hearing how much shape he's been in, he's super ripped, and I'm finally glad to be on this side, while he's doing all of that. It's a different type of drive that I've been wanting to express for a long time. I think this is the perfect timing, here in the purple and gold. And it's a platform that I cannot run from. I can show what I really am, and just be around some greats to really emphasize that for me as well. And, it is a lot of fuel, to prove the whole world.
That suit game was strong yesterday.
It was.
DeAndre Ayton, wasn't it? All right, lucky for us, we also have a former #1 overall pick here to take a look at what's going on in LA with the Lakers, Chiney Ogwumike. So, Chiney, how do you see Ayton kind of rounding out with the Lakers?
Let me talk nerdy to you. The Lakers have their long-awaited center at the center position. And as we focus on him here, because I want you guys to see, this is the impact this man will have. He actually led the NBA as a screener in points per pick and roll. So if he sets a screen, he actually generates the most points. But as we go to the tape, I'll show you why he's such a tremendous lob threat. It starts with his angles on screens, and it actually starts with his hands as well. Let's go back to when he was with the Suns. This is with one of the greatest point guards of all time. Sets a solid screen. Now you have 2, 3 people attached. Look at his arm. He's like, hey, lead the pass here, lob threat. You guys remember that value. But now fast forward to his time with the Trailblazers. I love how he adjusts his positioning on screens that allows guards to snake. Solid screen right here. He's very patient, methodical with how he cuts to the basket. And then again, look at the arm, the extension. There he goes. He leads his passers. So it's simple baskets for him. And if you think about the numbers, this is the type of offense that the Lakers want to hold down. Ayton actually tripled. If you think, let's get our graphic up here. I'm not sure if we have the graphic. But if you think about Luka Doncic and LeBron James, Luka Doncic, here it is. He's second in the NBA since he entered the league when it comes to points off of lobs, generating those lobs and those assists. And then also LeBron James is fifth in that category. So if there's one player that is perfectly tailored to be the guy that they need, especially with these two stars offensively, these guys, future Hall of Famers, it's DeAndre Ayton. But he will have to bring his A game, Ayton and his A game.
All right, Janae, awesome stuff as always. Let's welcome in ESPN NBA reporter covering the Los Angeles Lakers, our guy Dave McMenamin. So, Dave, we've seen DeAndre Ayton go from franchise cornerstone as the #1 pick to somewhat relative obscurity in Portland. What are you hearing or assessing about his fit with the Lakers?
Yeah, DeAndre said it, George, at his introductory press conference. He said, when you're not on a winner in this league, you're forgotten about. And certainly, this is an opportunity for DeAndre to reestablish who he was, the promise of being that #1 pick, who was a key cog on a Phoenix Suns team that was 2 wins away from the championship, on a Suns team that followed up that season by winning 64 games, getting the #1 overall seed in the NBA. Obviously, the Suns gave up on that player for a variety of reasons, and over the last couple of years, only 57 wins combined with the Blazers in his time there in Portland. He sees this as a chance to get back on the trajectory of being someone who's known for the 16 points, almost 60% from the field, 10 rebounds a game. And for the Lakers, they see this as a great opportunity because he fits into the cap space they had available, only about $8.5 million contract, and they hold on to their expiring contracts. They hold on to their 2031 first-round pick. They hold on to Dalton Connect. That means they can continue to get this team better, whether that be through the rest of the offseason or leading up to the trade deadline in January and February, because, again, this is about trying to get the most out of this group and turn them into contender.
Dave, what else stood out to you from that press conference yesterday?
Well, it was not just DeAndre Ayton coming and joining the Lakers. It was Jake LaRavia. And several instances, both of those guys mentioned LeBron and Luka. It was almost a given, certainly a decided factor that those guys are going to be on the team next year. And I understand that LeBron James' agent, Rich Paul, gave a statement to Shams Charania when he opted into his deal for next year, basically saying that he's going to be monitoring every move that the Lakers making and wants to play for a championship contender for the rest of his days in the NBA. And I understand that Luka Doncic has a contract decision come August 2nd when the Lakers can offer a massive extension and put it on his plate. But these guys, when they were surveying the market, and they both had other options out there, they're joining the Lakers under the assumption, under the given decision that both those guys are going to be on the team. And I think we need to start thinking about the 25-26 Lakers in the same manner, that we're going to be looking at a group that has the same core as last year with LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves with some new faces around them.
Dave, awesome stuff as always, man. Thanks for the time. All right.
You got it, George.
Let's take it from the court back to here to the desk. All right, so Ramona, we'll start with you. The Lakers roster starting to crystallize a little bit at the moment. What needs to happen for LA to kind of take that next step?
The first step is to make sure LeBron James is cool.
That's fair.
Okay, his social media has been subtweeting and a little angst, I guess.
Welcome home hat.
Welcome hat. He's in Cleveland. Proper attire.
Golf. A lot of golf.
A lot of golf.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure he's cool. But I also think they need some more perimeter defense. They lost, obviously, Dorian Finney-Smith. That was somebody they